And I don't know about you, but there is so much information out there today talking about do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that it's almost terrifying to even start, because what if you do something that ends up being more harmful than good? And so you can be stuck in this, I don't even know what I'm doing, or maybe you're even doing things right now and you're not seeing results. So this video is going to clear things up for you. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the #1 channel for professional service providers looking to build their brand, business, and live their best life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm also so glad to have you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to market your business online. And I don't know about you, but there is so much information out there today talking about do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that it's almost terrifying to even start, because what if you do something that ends up being more harmful than good? And so you can be stuck in this, I don't even know what I'm doing, or maybe you're even doing things right now and you're not seeing results. So this video is going to clear things up for you and help you find a way to market your business in a way that feels good, authentic, and genuine to you. And most importantly, that you're going to see results, because if you're working really hard to market your business online, you should see results, because it's a lot of work. So if you're excited for this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps support me and lets YouTube know that I have a quality channel. So enough about me, and let's go ahead and dive into the tips. My first tip for you is going to be to focus on one platform where your people are at. So find your platform with your people. And if you've ever tried to even start posting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, LinkedIn, TikTok, like there are so many platforms, I firmly believe that you are going to get burnt out. You're going to get so burnt out that you absolutely despise doing any sort of social media, unless you actually have help and you have someone, supporting you on multiple channels. Now, maybe you're a superhuman, I don't know, and if you are, tell me your secrets, because I want to be that type of superhuman too. But just focus on one, get really consistent on one, get some results from one platform, and this one platform may not be your favorite platform, because if you're, posting on Instagram and your ideal client's on LinkedIn, then you can't expect Instagram to do you any sort of service. So you can't be biased. You have to go where your people are. And then as you have more time and you get more confident in the content creation process, I recommend picking another platform that's opposite of your first platform. And what do I mean by opposite? Well, I think that everyone should ideally, this is not when you're getting started, have two different types of platforms. One, long form, where you go really in depth. So this is like YouTube, blog posts, podcasts, etc. You go really, really in depth. So high depth. And then the next platform should be high engagement. So this is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so forth. So you have these two platforms, and that works really, really well as a combination. But remember, at the beginning, just focus on one. Now, the second thing I have for you that's really going to help you market your business online is to make sure your content stands out. Now, you might be thinking, Katie, that is so not helpful, because how can I make my content stand out? Okay, I've got you. We're going to go over this. Now, to make your content stand out, my first tip is to provide so much value. So go super in depth. Actually answer those questions that you know that your ideal clients are thinking in their head, or maybe they're asking you. Answer them so that whenever these people are reading them, they're like, oh my gosh, that's me. I was just thinking that. Thank you for answering this. Wow, how'd you read my mind? That is going to work so well, and it's going to allow you to stand out, because most people are going to be staying on the surface, whereas you're going to be getting really, really in depth. Now, my second tip for getting your content to stand out is going to be to leverage your unique experiences. And what do I mean by this? Well, I'll use myself as an example, and when I first started my business, I could have said, look, there are so many digital marketers out there. This is such a saturated market. I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm not going to create content because I'm never going to gain any traction. Or I could look at my unique experiences and see what separates me from all the other digital marketing agencies out there. What makes me unique? And one of those things is the fact that I have experience as a professional service provider and specifically working as a CPA. I still have my license. I no longer work as like a CPA. I do digital marketing, but I can really speak with professional service providers and especially CPAs super well. I can connect with them a lot better than most other digital marketing agencies because I truly understand their business. I know exactly what their pain points are. I know what their clients' pain points are. I know about their client lifecycle. I know about selling to their clients. I can even talk about tax forms with them. How many other digital marketing agencies can do that? Not very many, right? So I guarantee that you have experiences that separate you from others. Be sure to leverage those. And now my third tip to getting your content to stand out is pretty similar to the one above, but to be you. So more than just your unique experiences, what is it about you and your personality and your ability to connect with others that makes you different? So are you super humorous? Are you super serious? What words do you speak? Like, what is your vocabulary? Like, what is it about you and your experiences, like we talked about, but also the inner you? What do you enjoy? What do you find fun? What are your hobbies? What do you do on Saturdays? What books do you enjoy? Do you hate books? There's a lot of those things that can connect you to others, and those are something that is just you. They represent just you, no one else. And so be sure to think about all these things when creating content, and I promise you, no matter how saturated your market is, you will stand out. My next tip for you is going to be to not always hard promote your products, but to also soft promote your products. So for example, when I was launching content that sells, I did some hard promotions. I would say 7 days left to sign up, 6 days left to sign up, 5 days left to sign up, counting all the way down. And then, so those are hard promotions. And then I could soft promote it from time to time to, give an educational training about creating great content. And I could slip in there, hey, if you want some more information and you really want to dive deep into creating content that truly sells, you can sign up for my Content That Sells course. And hey, while we're talking about it, I'll go ahead and link it down in the comments below. But that's a totally different conversation and way of promotion than a hard. And a hard versus soft both work great because in the soft, you're keeping top of mind, but you're not pushing. And this is not to say that you can't hard promote your products. You should. People need to know what you're selling, what your products are, what your service is, because you can't expect them to buy if they don't even know what you offer. And now there's some thoughts around like how much you should do it. I've heard a lot about the 80-20 rule. So essentially 1 out of 5 posts you can hard promote. Now, you have to find what works best for you because for a lot of us, I believe that we're in push phases and we're kind of in pull back phases. And in that push phase, we might be doing more hard promotions because maybe we're going through a season of launching a product. Maybe we're building, it's tax season, and so now's like a really good time to be in that push phase to bring on new clients. It really depends upon you and your business, but be sure that you're tracking it, and especially if you aren't sure, just experiment and find what seems to work best. Now, my next tip for you is to go narrow before you go wide. And I cannot reiterate this point enough, and I firmly believe that's why I was able to have a lot of success pretty much from the get-go with my agency. So we focus just at first on CPA and accounting firms. I could get my messaging perfect. I knew what questions to ask to see if they were a good fit. I knew what their pain points were. And this really allowed me to communicate to this very, very specific audience. And now we have expanded, but expanded very limitedly. So we serve some lawyers and some financial advisors. And essentially, it's ones that are connected with the accounting and CPA profession, but we're still not trying to serve everyone, and we never will. And think about it, there are millions and billions of people on the internet today, and there are millions of businesses also targeting these people. Don't try to go after this many people. Try to go after this, just try to go after a tiny amount. And when you do that, you can get very focused and you can be the go-to person in your industry and really be that online authority. But that comes from being very, very focused. So go narrow before you go wide. Now, my next tip for you is to make sure your content is engaging. So I'm pretty sure we've all had a conversation where we first met someone and it was like pulling teeth. You wanted that conversation to be over as soon as possible. It was awkward, there were pauses, and you were just like, oh my God, get me out of here. And I also bet that you have had this conversation before where you first meet someone and it's super easy, the conversation just flows, and it was so seamless that you walked away from there and you would gladly have a conversation with that person again. What is the difference between those two different conversations? Likely in that second one, that person asked questions that kept the conversation going. And people like to be asked questions specifically about their self in a way that highlights their areas of expertise and the good qualities about them. So same thing with your content. If you're not asking questions, then how can you expect others to engage and have a conversation with you? You can't. And specifically questions that make people feel good. So not asking questions that bring up pain or trauma. We want to avoid those, and I'm not saying that people won't talk about them, but it's not the easiest thing for most people to talk about, and we want to invite them into a friendly, fun, casual conversation. So ask questions that highlight good traits or make people talk about things that they're happy to share about. Now, my final tip for you is going to be to create shareable content. And what do I mean by this? So for example, I did the Fit February challenge and it spread all over. It wasn't necessarily about, promoting me and my services, but as people were sharing on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook about the Fit February challenge and saying, hey, I signed up for it. Who else wants to sign up for it? It's fun. It gets my name out there. Other people are sharing me for me and on behalf of me. And you can do this in a lot of ways. So you could create a really cute picture setup where people can take a picture and tag you at your office. You could have a shareable Instagram story. So you've probably seen those if you're on Instagram where it's like, are you a morning or night person? And you circle one. Do you like cookies or cake better? Okay, I'm just totally making this up. But you've probably seen those templates, and you can create really fun ones that people start sharing and just put your, let's go with Instagram. If you're using Instagram, you put your little username at the bottom, and that's super fun, lighthearted, and it spreads awareness of you in a fun way. Now, I hope you found these tips helpful and allowed you to see that there are so many ways to promote your business online in a way that feels authentic, genuine, and very good to you. You don't have to do it in a way that's salesy, but you also don't have to feel shameful for sharing your business. You can do it in a way that, like I said, feels really good to you, natural, authentic, genuine, and you're excited to do so. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below what tip or tips you found most helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.